this is the battery tender battery that I had in my FZ09. It's lasted about 6.5 years, but then this summer it suddenly died. And then looking at it, it doesn't show up well. The voltage dropped to like 1.2 and it's swollen right here between these foam pads. So there's obviously something going on with the battery internally. So I've got a new one. It's bigger, so I'm hoping it's going to fit my FZ because it's a pretty tight fit in there. They say it does, and right now I'm charging it. When this came in the box, it's got all these extra features, you know, just wonderful. When it came in the box, it had 0 volts on it, but you have to attach this lead right here, which has got a reset on it, and then you push the button. Where is it? There it is. You push this button on the charging cord, charging extension, and the voltage pops up on there. It was about 9 volts, so it's on its way up to 13.6, I think, is the nominal. But I have a smart charger, so I'm using that smart charger on it. So as soon as that orange light goes solid green, it's good. Okay, so I'm going to take out the kinetic battery that I took out of my 1100G and size up the new battery to see if it fits. So which is going to be the best way to put battery? This way, it feels a little taller than this front ledge here, and it's almost flush with this fuse box. I measured this way and it's actually shorter, and it is almost flush there. It is lower. I think this is the way I want to put it in. And as you can see, it's a pretty tight fit. There's a little bit of slack there, so I'll make some spaces for that. And I'm going to put a bit of foam on the bottom too, just to help it with vibration. So this is the battery I'm taking out. Here's the new one to go in. And this is the kinetic one that I took out my other bike. As you can see, these two are much smaller than this one. This one might actually be slightly bigger than the original Yasu AGM. I'm going to stick it on the scale as well. So the old battery weighs 1 pound, 12.7 ounces. New battery clocks in at just a tad over 2 pounds, almost exactly 2 pounds. That's 0.1 of an ounce. So yeah, still light, much lighter than the lead acid, which I think weighs 10. So for spacer blocks, it looks like 2 of the thinner blocks that they supply would fit nicely. The next block up, which is equivalent to 3, puts this too far over from where I've got the cutout to put the connector on. It's a little hard to measure the gap on the top side, but what I can do is on the bottom side I can push the battery up and over and see, yep, it'll take one of those on the top side, and it's going to go way down low because the plastic tray is cut low along this side. Okay, so here it is with the battery out, and the plastic tray is way down here. It's quite low. There's a piece of foam I'm putting in the bottom. It's not very thick at all. So here are the spacers all set up. This is going to be the bottom of the battery. It's going to sit on this face. So I'm not going to use these terminals, and I'm putting the spacer right across the top, so it's going to hold that on. There's no room for it to fall off. Same on this side. I've got the other spacers on here towards the bottom, so it'll sit like that and turn around. I've got the reset on for the charger, so all I've got to do is put it in. Okay, these are the extra blocks I didn't need. Just needed a few of these, 5 of these. So a bit of a shortcoming here I wasn't expecting. I want to put it in these side grooves, but oh dear, the hole doesn't line up. And even there, big black ring thing doesn't go on the sides. Yeah, they should have designed that better. don't really want to use the top surface because I've got to put a bend in that, and I've got to put a bend in the positive as well, and that's going to be difficult because that's a tight position over there. So I pulled this off just to make the ground lead a little easier to get to. Positive lead went on fairly well. Negative lead, I had to do some more bending of this thing. So I'm going to stick it back in and see if the amount of bending I did was okay. I need to tip the battery up and slide it in. Okay, now it's sitting on the foam. Looks like it's going to be okay. Maybe push down a bit. Right. And there it is with it all installed. This looks good. It's a little tight under the rubber strap here. This looks fine. I've got all the charging cable poked under here and the red cables in there. The only other thing I've got to do is check to make sure it doesn't rub against the bottom of the seat. Very important. Okay, so to get a good look under the seat, to see if the seat is hitting the battery, you've got to take the side panel off. 2 bolts, one at the front, one at the back there. The rest of them are those plastic clip things, and there's a bunch underneath, and a bunch on the top. There's all the plastic fasteners, one bolt, plastic fasteners. Small one goes at the back, underneath. This is the underneath stuff, on top stuff. You can push the pins slightly with one of these, and then to reload them you've got to pull them all the way back like this. Okay, it's very hard to see what's going on under there. But in the way back, beyond the white bit, I can see that the rubber strap is touching the seat as I wiggle it up and down. So I'm going to have to take that foam out from the bottom. Yay! Yeah, so this is the part right here that I saw touching the seat. So I've got to take the foam out. I think I may have to rearrange where this wire goes to. Get it coming down the side, the inside. So it's away from the seat. Okay, very hard to see. But the rubber strap is now clear of the seat, barely. Not a lot of room there. Right, let's see how fast it spins. Sounds good to me. Making the noises it's always made.